When I was 18 years old, I learned to juggle, and it changed my life forever. After high school, I went to Bible college for a year and then 4 years at McMaster University, and then even was a missionary after that. When I got back from the mission field, at that point I had been performing in the summers as a summer job, and I decided to go full-time. Well, I've been full-time for almost 20 years now, and I'm so thankful that the Lord has allowed me to do something that I love for a living. It's really amazing that I could even be an entertainer when I think that I grew up in a pig farm, probably never even saw an entertainer of my nature, of variety, comedy, act, until university. But here I am, and it's been a really amazing journey going from starting out performing at our high school to talent shows to headlining on the largest cruise ships in the world and for some of the largest corporations in the world and some of the largest churches in Canada. The most amazing transformation, though, came when I was a young teenager, and that's when I met Jesus Christ. I repented and put my faith in Jesus for the forgiveness of my sins, and God has walked with me through the tough times and the good times for the last 20-some years. As I've grown as a Christian, my love for the scriptures have grown. My love for evangelism has grown. Because of my dual love of the scriptures and evangelism, I'm actually a Gideon, and we give out Bibles to people and we share the gospel with people. But that's what I do in everyday life as well. I realized, man, there's a lot of opportunity here to use my talent for the Lord. So I started taking the opportunity when churches wanted me to share the gospel. When I started out, I actually tried to incorporate short messages into the show as I went along. Several years ago, I was really challenged about evangelism and wanted to get more effective at it. So my wife and I spent some time in training and really tried to put into practice what we'd learned. The result of that number of years of growth in the area of evangelism led us to me change how I share the gospel in the show. Now what I do is I perform the show for about an hour, and then I speak for 10 or 20 minutes. You see, over the years, the show, because I've done so many shows for secular cruise ships, companies, special events, the show's really tweaked to be entertainment, first and foremost. It's tweaked to be amazing, tweaked to be funny, line by line, joke by joke, trick by trick. And evangelism, the purpose is not to entertain people. It's to preach the good news, to share the good news with them. So what I do now by speaking afterwards as my regular self out of character is I can keep the entertainment, and the gospel, and doing a real good job to try and make it clear and simple and get it right. So that's been an amazing opportunity. Not all churches or ministries have me speak, actually. Usually it's one of two things. It's either speaking and sharing the gospel, as I just mentioned. Perhaps it's an outreach event, or perhaps it's an Upward Sports banquet, or any other variety of things where they might want to share the gospel. Or it's just straight entertainment, good old-fashioned fun. That might be for a fundraiser, for a church volunteer appreciation night, a youth convention, a camp, you name it. A lot of times entertainers will say they're clean, but Christians know that everybody has a little bit different definition of clean. So with our show, people don't have to worry about that. Clean really is clean, amazing really is amazing, and funny really is funny. So there's hundreds of laughs over the hour, and there's hundreds of amazing points where people are like, I can't believe you just did that. The worst thing about my show for me is that I never get to see it. I always have to do it. But nevertheless, we try and put a lot of work into it, into our productions. And I say the word our because, first of all, it's a family business. Even though I'm the star of the show, my wife really is a star too. She works both on stage, assisting, and off stage, behind the scenes, running the sound, lights, smoke, tech, you name it, not to mention the costuming and 101 other things. It's amazing. And even our 4-year-old son has been in on the act, making a 2-minute cameo appearance in the show since he was 1 year old. The Lord has really blessed our lives in that we could spend so much time together in so many amazing places. That first winter we got to perform for 4 months in Australia, New Zealand, and Asia on cruise ships, and it's taken us all the way to the Baltic and Mediterranean and Russia and the Caribbean, all over these places. But the cool thing is that we can do it as a family. So I say production, I said our productions, and I mentioned our, and now I mentioned production. I say production because it really is a big show. I don't like to just show up 20 minutes before the event in a Hawaiian shirt and a stool and grab a mic and say a few jokes. We're there several hours in advance setting up. I bring with me all kinds of fun stuff, lasers, intelligent lights, LED smoke machines, got my own wireless mics and sound system and video stuff, and we try and make it go the extra mile. So when people walk away, they're like, I can't believe the production value of this, what we've just seen, right from the costuming and music, right down to the lighting and the cues. And so basically, read in the Bible that everything you do for the glory of God. So that's one of my goals in life. Even though I'm a juggler, a plate spinner, a unicyclist, a magician, illusionist, dad, husband, whatever it is, I want to glorify God. So we try and do with a high level of quality and skill and professionalism and integrity the show. And so that's what we're all about. And if people want to invite friends to the show, they can expect to see some amazing stuff, some funny stuff. And if we're speaking and sharing the gospel, they can expect to hear a good, clear message.